shut up for a minute? We gotta get you the fuck out of Dodge, man. We're going to Vegas tonight.
What are you talking about, Vegas?
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
Welcome back, roulette enthusiasts. And to those new people stopping by, hey, welcome. If you guys are kind of wondering what's going on, I'm going to put a link right up at the very top, and it's going to give you a general introduction of what I'm doing here. But it's going to be a twist to this. Now, I got a message from Robert K. Hey, Robert K., this one goes out to you, but he made a good suggestion on a way in which a person can play the American roulette, but the only downfall to it is it's only going to give 1 unit win, meaning $1 every time. So basically it's going to go something like this. You're going to want to go ahead and place 1 unit, splitting the zeros, and the other 2 units, choosing the 2s, on wherever you choose to do so based on the pattern of the wheel. So let's go through here, and with me you can go ahead and take a peek at what's going on. I immediately see that once again the the middle 12 and the high 12, or better known as the second 12 and third 12, are showing more predominant numbers. So I'm going to be aiming for that. And as far as the lower 12, I'm going to go with this line right here. So let's go ahead and set it up and fire away. What's nice about this is being that there are 2 zeros on the board, it's therefore again to be able to pay off, I think it's $18 a shot, and each one of these is just going to pay 1 unit because you're going to lose this unit to this win of each unit. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started and fire it up here, and let's see what the gambling gods are going to give me.
0.
And there we go. So that's $18 right away. I want to go ahead and do a rebet on that. It's kind of nice how it worked out that way.
The winning number is 19 red.
And I think in this little session here, I'm going to go for about,
The winning
I don't know,
number
maybe
is
10 minutes.
17 black.
That way it's going to give you a better idea of what it could look like possibly on an hour of play.
The winning number
But generally,
is
my
16
expectations of this, based on my testing and other videos that I provided, is going to be generally around, $18 every 5 minutes,
red. The winning number
based on
is
5
20 black.
spins, averaging, of course, perhaps, a minute between spins. And you're going to probably get that if you have 2,
winning number is
maybe 3
27
people at the
red.
table, depending on the types of bets they are making.
The winning number is 19 red.
So if anything, I could have very well possibly have keyed into the
The
pattern,
number is 5 red.
and then that happens. The pattern of wherever that simulator might be throwing numbers at that time. I don't know how many in a row there were, but there were, a good amount. So I'm going to clear it out here. I'm going to go for an empty to make sure I'm not getting
The winning
a
number
shift
is
now
36
happening in that lower 12. And again, I'm going to clear it out here. I'm going to go for 2. And then, no. In order for me to fully recover to the best of what I can, is I have to go ahead and lay my 10s out without the 0 covered. Fire it up for 1.
The winning number is
Okay.
22
Then I'm going to regress back down to my previous level, which again is going to be the zeros covered, and then 2 units on each one of them. And I'm going to keep my eye out once again on that lower first 12, because again, sometimes the table is going to shift, and I want to make sure that doesn't happen.
The winning number is 30 red.
Yes, unfortunately, we're only getting
The winning
1
number
unit a
is
win at this
7
level,
red.
but it's nice to have seen that 18 hit right away.
The winning number is 35 black. The winning number is
Okay,
one
again,
red.
I'm going to ensure I don't get in a sense, a back-to-back
The winning number
and a
is
shift, so to speak,
31 black.
of that 12. Not to say it can't come in on this roll, because you know what? You never know. But then again, we do have 80% of the covered, 80% of the board covered, perhaps a little bit more because of the zeros being covered. So basically there are only 6 losing numbers. So I think that's going to be around, I think it's 84% now. Maybe 87. So I'm going to clear it out. I'm going to add once again. I'm going to look at the board again. I see the 1 and the 5, so this is tending to shift. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to go ahead and evaluate the board once again. I do see a 35 with a 36 and the 30, so that's not grouping. Now once again, when you're looking for a group, you'd like to see at least 2 numbers that are repeating within the same line, and hopefully others that aren't. I see the 22 and the 19 showing along with the 20. I think on the rate of this, I'm just going to go ahead and lay it out where I had before. Yeah, I'm just going to go for it again. I have 80% of a chance at this time, so pretty confident. And
The winning
bam.
number is 30 red.
Okay, I'm going to regress back down. I should have more money than that considering I had that 18 hit. What happened to that? Either way. So long as you can make it past that first roll, we're pretty cool.
The winning number is 14 red. The winning number is 1 red.
Okay, so clear it out here. Go for an empty just to make sure
The winning number is 0.
I'm not getting that back to back in that section.
The winning number is
Okay.
25 red.
Is that irrelevant? It could be, but I just want to go ahead and reduce the expectations of that happening. I hope the table isn't shifting, but I think we're good to go. And
The winning
bam!
number is 29 black.
Again, going back to my 1. And my 2s. I might shift it just because of those other 2 losses there. We'll just try for it.
The winning number is
Bam!
13 black. The winning number
Bam!
is 22 black. The winning number
Bam!
is 34 red. The winning number is
Bam!
19 red.
I'll go to 20.
The winning number is
And one more. Come on, baby. Get her done.
the winning number
All
is
right.
22
There we
black.
go. Yes, as you can see, it would have been about an hour of play if you were to consider everything. And for a $20 win, that's up to you to decide. I think for sitting back at this dollar amount and doing it, it could be viable if you're okay with $20. It's a good coverage once again on that 0, but basically you're winning $8 on that because you already have out $10 on the board. Therefore, if it's paying 18, then you get $8. But Either way, that's kind of a different variation for you to consider. I personally think it's a great idea, but I think based on the time limit, would rather use the time and just stick to the lower level, because I know if I were to get a loss on those zeros, then of course I can still recover and therefore making more money in the long run. All right, so I'm going to bring this to a close. You guys have a great day. Stay safe, stay warm, take your vitamin C, your vitamin D3. If you haven't got food in the house, you have to think about this. Stores across the whole country are pretty much empty, and you have to ask yourself realistically how long it's going to take to replenish all of those stores. And with that, I hope you would get out, get as much food in the house as you can while you can. It's better to be safe than sorry. I recommend at least a month, and I say that because you never know how long it's going to take for the food once again to get back on the shelves, or what type of disruption this chaos could create. With that in mind, you guys have a great day, a better tomorrow, and Chokti Cop, which means best of luck to you guys and gals. Take it easy.